Dear students, good morning to all of you. We
Good morning, sir.
continue.
Good
Yeah,
morning,
good.
sir.
Hello, good morning, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Have a nice day. Uh, we continue with the law of diminishing returns or variable proportion in crop production. Yesterday, I introduced you to some glossary, some terminology, and some aspects related to law of diminishing return, like short run, long run, different resources or factors of production, which are also called as inputs. And then we have seen some this productivity measures like average product, marginal product, total product, partial factor productivity, and total factor productivity. And some more aspects were discussed yesterday. And in continuation to that, now we study the law of diminishing return in detail. So today you will see the definition and concepts of law of diminishing return or law of variable proportions. And both these laws would have three stages. Sometimes people call them phases of the law, and you will see the reasons for increasing or diminishing or decreasing or negative returns to a factor in different stages. You will have three stages. In one stage, the marginal product is increasing. In another stage, marginal product is decreasing. And in third phase, it is becoming negative. So why it is happening? What are the reasons for this kind of behavior or disproportionate behavior? Explain the relationship properties and certain numericals with respect to total product, marginal product, average product under three different stages. And we will also see what are the assumptions of the law of diminishing return, what are the exceptions, and how we can get more profits and its application or its importance. What are the areas of economy where this law of diminishing return can be applicable. Now, law of diminishing return or law of diminishing marginal product. So in fact, diminishing is in the sense of marginal product or MP. Behavior of MP is mainly responsible for law of diminishing return. Marshall, a famous economist, defined it as an increase in the capital and labor employed in the cultivation of land causes, in general, a less than proportionate increase in the amount of produce raised unless it happens to coincide with an improvement in the art of agriculture or technology. So Marshall has been quite famous economist, and he is in the category of classical economist. So he says as you increase the input, as you keep most of the factors fixed and only one factor variable, then every time the increase or change in total product will be less, less, and less. So this is how he defined law of diminishing return. I repeat it, an increase in the capital and labor employed in the cultivation of land causes, in general, a less than proportionate increase in the amount of produce raised unless it happens to coincide with an improvement in the art of agriculture. For more clarity, you can see in economics, diminishing returns, also called diminishing marginal returns, is the decrease in the marginal output of a production process as the amount of a single factor of production is increased. So whenever we define law of diminishing return, it is variation only in one factor. Other factors are kept constant, and it is in short run. Law of diminishing return, therefore, applicable in short run, not in long run, while the amount of all other factors of production is stay constant. Now, law of variable proportion. Here, just I wish to say that the law of variable proportion and law of diminishing return are almost the same with very minor or very cosmetic differences. So see how this law of variable proportion is defined. When more and more units of a variable factor are used, more and more means you are increasing the units of the variable factor one by one. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every time you are increasing 1, the increment is same. When more and more units of variable factor are used, holding the quantities of fixed factor constant, like it was the case in diminishing return also. A point is reached beyond which the marginal product, then the average product, and finally total product will diminish. So it is also the case of law of diminishing return. The law of variable proportion or the law of non-proportional returns is also known as the law of diminishing return. But as we shall see, the law of diminishing return is only one phase of the more comprehensive law of variable proportion. So you see there are three different stages, and in the law of variable proportion covers all the three stages. Practically, it covers all the three stages. But so far, law of diminishing return is concerned, it covers only the last phase, the third phase, where you have negative returns. But to reach the third phase, even in case of law of diminishing return, there will be stage 1 and stage 2 also. So therefore, in both these laws, you will have three different stages. The third stage is law of diminishing return, which of course will come once the stage 1 and 2 have passed. So therefore, practically there is no difference in law of variable proportion and law of diminishing return. Only slight difference is in explanation, how you explain it. In law of variable proportion, suppose the quantity of fixed factors, all the fixed factor is 1, because you in short run you cannot change the fixed factor. So fixed factor will remain 1, suppose, and you are one of the variable factor, you have taken, suppose, labor, and you are increasing the labor. First time you employ 1 labor, second time 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these ratios will be different. First ratio will be 1:1, then it will be 1:2, 1:3, 1:4, and so on. So every ratio will result in different proportion of the output or different marginal product. So therefore, the marginal product is variable. It is not constant. So therefore, the law of variable proportions. 1:1 will give you different marginal return. 1:2 will give you different marginal return. 1:3, 1:4. Initially, it will increase. The marginal return will increase, then decrease, and finally, it will become negative. So you can see the law of variable proportion is very comprehensive, more comprehensive than law of diminishing return. However, there are no differences in law of variable proportion and law of diminishing returns. So when more and more units of variable factor are used, holding the quantities of fixed factor constant, a point is reached beyond which the marginal product, then the average product, and finally total product will diminish. The law of variable proportion or non-proportional return is also known as law of diminishing returns. But as well as we see, the law of diminishing returns is only one phase of the most comprehensive law of variable proportions. So law of variable proportion is an extension of law of diminishing return, as it also considers the phase of rising MP, means stage 1, in addition to the falling MP, means stage 2 and stage 3. The common element between both the laws is that MP is bound to decrease sooner or later with increase in units of variable factors. Now, returns to a factor. Factor, returns means the physical change, the physical increase. The return to a factor is the resultant increase in the total product when one factor is increased, keeping all other fixed. In short run, when one input is variable and all others are fixed, the firm's production function exhibits the law of variable proportion. It shows the nature of rate of change in output due to a change in only one variable factor of production. These are the law of returns or law of returns to a factor or returns to a variable factor. Now, come to the main point, that is stages. So surely the TP, AP, MP, all these three productivity measures changes in all the three stages. So stage 1, TP rises at an increasing rate, MP increases. I think many of you must be knowing it, that total product rises at an increasing rate in stage 1. Number 2 is stage 2, total product rises at a decreasing rate. That means MP decreases and is positive, more than 0. Stage 3, TP falls and MP becomes negative. So here you can very clearly understand the law of variable proportion. In first stage, you see it is rising, TP is rising. The proportion of output is different here. And in stage 2, the proportion of output, that is marginal return, is different. And in third case also proportion is different. Therefore, you can also say it law of variable proportions, proportion of output. In short, the marginal physical product of variable resource will first increase, then decrease, and finally become negative. Please do remember that in first phase or stage, you can call it stage or phase. Many economists call it phase and many call it as stage. So it does not matter much. So you can see in the first phase or stage, it increases. In the second, it decreases. And finally, in the third phase, it becomes negative. Now, I'll give you one example, some data where you can understand it more clearly. Suppose a farmer has 1 acre of land, which is a fixed resource or fixed input or factor on which he wants to increase the production of wheat, or he wants to grow the wheat crop with labor as a variable factor. So when employed more and more units of labor, initially output increased at an increasing rate, then at a decreasing rate, and finally it becomes negative. So this behavior you can see in this table. So the first factor is fixed factor. You can see, suppose it is land. So it will, in short run, it will remain the same, 1, 1, 1, 1. However, variable, suppose variable factor is your labor, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can see in continuity. And then total product is 10, 30, 45, 52, 52, 48. And now marginal product, you know, when you increase the variable factor from 1 unit to 2 unit, how much is the change in total product? That is your marginal product. So in the first case, for first unit, you will have the same MP. From 0 to 1, it is 10, because if before 1, it could be 0. So 1 minus 0 or 10 minus 0 is your 10. So in the first case, for the first unit or 1:1 ratio of fixed and variable factors, the MP will be 10. And now second unit, the total product is 30. So change or increase is 20. 30 minus 10. Similarly, in the third case, third unit, the proportion is 1:3. Here you have 45 total product. So 45 minus 30, the previous one. The change from 2 to 3. Change from 2 to 3 is 15. Then similarly, unit 3 gives you total product 45 and 4 gives you 52. So 52 minus 45, 7 is the marginal product. Then next is your unit 5, 52 minus 52, your marginal product is 0. And then again, the total product declines. From 52, it has become 48. So 48 minus 52. Here it becomes minus 4. So you can see the last column, which is average product. Average product is your total product divided by variable factor. So 10 divided by 1, you will get 10. 30 divided by 2, you will get 15. 45 divided by 3, 15. 52 divided by 4, 13. 52 divided by 5, 10.4. And 48 divided by 6, you get 8. So average product is the result of total product divided by variable factor, number of units of variable factor. See the last column, stages of return. Now, what are how to identify the 3 different stages? So you need to see the marginal product. So here marginal product, the green one, you can see from 10, it has become 20. Means marginal product has increased. Therefore, it is called as increasing returns. Here the returns in terms of physical quantity of the commodity. Physical quantity of the commodity. So it is increasing return in green, you can see. And then marginal product from 15, it has become 7. From 15, it has become 7. Therefore, and then 0. So therefore, it is your diminishing return. So when marginal product becomes 0, it is end of the stage 2. And stage 2 here, you can say diminishing returns. And then finally, you get negative returns. -4 is the marginal product. So negative return. So these are 3 different stages: increasing returns, diminishing returns, and negative returns. So students, many times you can get small numericals that identify the increasing, diminishing, and negative returns, or identify the 3 different stages of the law of diminishing return if some numerical data is given to you in the tabular form. Now, factor ratio keeps on changing. Just now you have seen how this factor ratio is changing. Here 1:1, 1:2, 1:2, as you increase the value of the variable input. So factor ratio keeps on changing. Production is carried out under conditions of variable proportion. Variable proportion between fixed and the variable factor changes with every additional variable factor. And the resultant product initially will increase, then decrease, and finally become negative. So in the table, the ratio between land and labor changes from 1:1 to 1:3 and 1:2, 1:3, and so on, with addition of more and more units of labor. So there is change in the proportion of the factors. Now you see the graph of the total product. On x-axis, you have labor units or variable units 1 to 6, and then you have total product. So this is called as TPC, total product curve. Then you see marginal product curve, MPC. So you can see unit 1, 10, 20. So this is your stage 1. And then your 20, 15, 7, 0 is stage 2, and then stage 3. Now see average product. It is not 0, it is not negative up to unit 6. This is APC, or average product curve. So same data has been used to generate your total product curve, marginal product curve, and average product curve. And now we can superimpose all these 3 into one picture. So you can see how they are behaving in stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. So you can see here in stage 1, your TP, this is TP curve. TP curve, it is increasing at an increasing rate. Your marginal product is highest. This is your MP curve. This is your average product curve. And point of inflection is here, where there is a sudden change in the shape of the curve. This particular point is known as point of inflection. You will get more clarity, and at the end of the stage 1, you can see this average product and marginal product, they are almost same. They are same. Now, stage 1. So stage 1 and 3 are considered as irrational, and 2 as rational to operate. So by now, do you have any question, any point of clarification?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, TP, AP, and MP, these 3 will increase in stage 1, and then behavior will be same in all 3 stages, sir, of AP, TP, and MP.
See, so far TP is concerned, TP increases in stage 1, TP increases in stage 2, but in stage 3 it decreases. This is for TP. For MP increases in stage 1, MP decreases in stage 2, and then MP becomes negative in stage 3. This is about MP. And about AP increases in stage 1, and then you can see in the curve, it decreases in stage 2. In stage 2, it starts decreasing, and in stage 3 also it decreases. In 3 also it decreases.
Yes, sir.
But it is not negative. AP is not negative. See about this TP. TP increases in stage 1. Then in stage 2 also it is increasing. It can become constant also in a part of the curve. It can become constant also. And then it starts falling in stage 3. This is about TP. AP increases, sorry, MP increases in stage 1, and then it starts falling in stage 2. And then in stage 3, it becomes negative. And so far, average product, it increases in stage 1 and then decreases, continue to decrease.
AP will not be negative, sir.
Means as long as in this case, it can go negative also. If your production becomes zero, or below that, negative production is not possible actually. Negative production is not possible. Either you can get zero production, but negative production will not be possible. So it can become at last zero. If your production is zero, AP will be zero. So till it will decrease till it becomes zero.
Sir, understood, sir.
Okay.
Sir, if you are saying about marginal product, like when marginal product is negative, it means when we are adding the labor,
Yeah.
the produce is less than the we are inputting cost.
Yeah. Actually,
it means it is
yeah.
it is uneconomical, no?
Yes, sure. So we will discuss it when we discuss the maximization of the profit, because this is irrational phase. Irrational phase means your MP is decreasing and it has become negative. So no person would like to have such kind of production. Nobody would want to have such kind of production. So this we will discuss in profit maximization right after a few minutes. Okay. So any other point? So now I continue, and you will have more clarity about it, and it is good to interact. Now you see, stage 1 and 3 are considered as irrational. Just now you get the answer, irrational. And stage 2 is rational to operate. So no producer or no farmer would like to operate only in stage 1. Of course, your profits are increasing, your marginal product is increasing. In stage 2, marginal product is decreasing, definitely, but your total product is also increasing. Your total product is increasing. Operator would like to operate in stage 2 only, not in stage 3, not in stage 1. Because by operating in stage 2, he can increase his total profit. The total profit will be more. So stage 1, electing to stop at stage 1 is irrational. Now your answer is coming. Electing to stop in stage 1 is irrational. Why should you stop producing if the output is increasing at an increasing rate? As long as average physical product is rising, one should expand input use. So in stage 1, your average product is increasing. Stage 2 appears to hold primary interest for a farmer that wishes to maximize its profits. So farmer should operate in stage 2. The exact point can be worked out by doing some economics or economic analysis or profit analysis. Then if input is increased beyond certain units, output will fall. In stage 3, you will see output will start falling. It is irrational to increase the use of an input if it only leads to less output, because in stage 3, your total product will start falling. Now, more clarity, stage 1. It starts from the point of origin up to the point where marginal physical product remains greater than the APP. So it will end at the point where your marginal physical product remains greater than APP. So you can see it will end here, and up to this marginal physical product is greater than the average physical product in stage 1. average physical product increases through this region. In stage 1, it is increasing, indicating the efficiency of all the inputs. Total physical product increases with increasing rate in stage 1. It ends when APP is maximum or MPP is equal to APP. So here at the end of this stage, your average physical product is maximum, and at the end of this stage, MPP is equal to APP. And so far elasticity of production is concerned, I told you, if you make 1% change in input, how much is the change in output? If it is more than 1, it is beneficial or profitable. So in stage 1, elasticity of production is more than 1 because marginal physical product is greater than average physical product up to the maximum average product. At maximum average product, EP is 1. Now, point of inflection occurs in stage 1. I have shown you point of inflection here. This is point of inflection. When marginal physical product is maximum. So you can see it is maximum here. Maximum here, this marginal physical product. Marginal physical product is maximum here. So on TPC curve or TP curve, the point corresponding to marginal product is your point of inflection. So it is on TPC, total product curve, point of inflection, where your MP is highest. So when MPP is maximum or highest, the corresponding point on TPC, total product curve, is called as point of inflection. And inflection point indicates the change in curvature of the TPC. The curvature, the sharp change in the curvature from where the MPP is maximum. So that particular point on TPC is called as point of inflection. Now stage 2. This stage is obtained when MPP is decreasing and is less than APP. So APP is more than MPP in stage 2. You can see the relationship. Ends when TPP is maximum and MPP is 0. So here at the end of this stage, you will have maximum total product and 0 MP. At the starting point of this stage, MP is equal to AP, where EP is 1. At that particular point, it is 1. And TPP increases at a decreasing rate. In stage 2, it is increasing. And at the end of this stage, it will reach maximum. Second phase or stage is very crucial as rational producer will always aim to produce in this phase as TP is maximum and MP of each variable factor is positive. So one should operate here. If the producer wants to maximize profits, he must operate in region 2 of production function. And here EP is less than 1 in stage 2. At the starting point, it was 1, but now it is less than 1, but greater than 0 between maximum AP and maximum TP. Stage 3, here total physical product decreases. Marginal physical product crosses 0 point and becomes negative. Total physical product also decreases, but it is still positive. It is not a profitable zone. Additional quantity of point reduces total physical product. EP is 0, is less than 0 as TP declines. Double loss, irrational zone, reduced production, and unnecessary addition of cost of input. So extra cost will be there. Now see some examples. This is identified the different output levels which mark the 3 phases of operation of the law of variable proportion from the following table. So friends, I am giving you some examples or numericals that you can do yourself. I will share this PowerPoint presentation. Maybe next 2-3 days, I will send you this. So you can see in the first row here, units of variable factor, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And TP, if your unit of variable factor is 0, you will have 0 TP, 0 MP. This is just to show you. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have TP. So from these TP, you can calculate MP. Can you calculate it? I just shown you how to calculate it. It is very easy. This is your TP. So suppose at unit 1, TP is 8, and then before this, it is 0. So 8 minus 0, it gives you 8. Then 20 minus 8, 12. 28 minus 28. 28 minus 28, 0. 20 minus 28, minus 8. So this, where your marginal product, now see marginal product, 8 to 12. Then it is phase 1 or stage 1. 8 to 0, 2. And then minus 8, it is 3. Now, second numerical is also same. You can do yourself, try to do yourself, practice it. Similarly, you can identify the last example. You can see 1, 2, 3 different phases. This also very easy, and you need to identify the stages. The objective is to find out the stages. From 4 to 9, here it will come 4, 5, 4, 2, and then minus 3. And then on in the last column, you need to write the stage. Stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. This is how you can write it like this, 1, 2, 3. So this is your solution. Last column, you need to give the solution. Similarly, MP, you can work out and stages. So this is how you can do it. So is it okay? This you can do it to calculate the MP from TP. And then also average product.
Yes, sir.
And you need to identify
Yes, sir.
three different stages. This sometimes comes numericals in your exams. So now interesting matter of fact is that you can see that when you increase unit from 1 to 2, the marginal product increases from 10 to 12. So there is increase in the marginal product here. And then in stage 2, there is decrease in the marginal product. From 8, it has become 5. And in the stage 3, it has become negative. Marginal product has become negative. So you see 3 different kind of behavior. In one behavior, stage 1, it is increasing, MP is increasing. In second, it is decreasing. In third, it has become minus or negative. Now, question comes that why it is happening? Why there is increase in MP in stage 1? Why there is decrease in MP in stage 2? And why it has become negative in stage 3? So in your opinion, what would be the reasons for this kind of differential behavior of MP?
Sir, the ratio of fixed resource and variable resource.
Good. This is just a very small answer. If you can
Sir,
elaborate.
in initial condition, sir,
Yeah.
in initial condition, we increase the variable inputs, so product is increased. And some after time, when we are increasing labor again, in high amount, the cost of production is increased. So in that condition, in a particular point, when output is low and the input cost is high, in that condition, marginal product is negative.
Very good. So it is actually, I just want to correct you that here the cost is not involved. You can just say that the number.
I am just saying, sir.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. I'm not saying that you are wrong, but here cost is not considered. Here the quantity, because this law is basically based upon physical return. It is not considering at this point of time. It is not considering the economic returns or in terms of money or cost. It is in terms of physical number. So as you increase, the more and more labor is put. Of course, cost will increase. That is important. But here we can explain with the help of just number, physical number, because it is overpopulated or over that much of combination of fixed and variable factor is not desirable. You are right. You are right. So you got the things now. To answer this is not a one-line answer. Sometimes you can get a detailed question on this, that reasons for increasing, decreasing, and negative returns to a factor in stages of the law of variable proportion, or you can say law of diminishing return also. So reasons for increasing returns to a factor in stage 1. Why MP is increasing? Because of better utilization of the fixed factor. Fixed factor is fixed, but here it is giving the maximum return. So better utilization of the fixed factor, increased efficiency of the variable factor. It will get lot of space, lot of freedom to work. So efficiency is increased. There is no overcrowding of labors. So increased efficiency of variable factor and indivisibility of fixed factor. I will explain you. These are the three important reasons for increasing return in stage 1. In stage 2, you get diminishing returns or decreasing returns or decreasing marginal return. So I think our time is going to finish and we will go to link 2. We'll go to link 2. So you can see the reasons for increasing return to a factor in stage 1. Now you see reasons for diminishing return to a factor in stage 2. Number 1, optimum combination of factor. In stage 2, one will get the optimum combination of the factors. It is diminishing, but it is not negative. Reasons for diminishing return to a factor in stage 2, optimum combination of factors and imperfect substitutes. We'll see. Reasons for negative returns to a factor in phase 3 or stage 3, limitations of fixed factor. Here fixed factor will become in shortage and you will have too many of variable factor. Poor coordination between variable and fixed factor and decrease in efficiency of variable factor. So these are the reasons for differences in 3 different stages. Now you see in the first phase, better utilization of the fixed factor. Therefore, increasing marginal return. Supply of the fixed factor is too large here. Sufficient is there, whereas variable factor are too few. So the fixed factor is not fully utilized. Fixed factor is not fully utilized here. When variable factors are increased and combined with fixed factor, then fixed factor is better utilized and output increases at an increasing rate. Number 2, increase efficiency of the variable factor. When variable factors are increased and combined with the fixed factor, then former is utilized in a more efficient manner. There is no competition between the labors. There are no problems with the labor. At the same time, there is greater cooperation and high degree of specialization between different units of the variable factor. Number 3, indivisibility of the fixed factor. A fixed factor will remain always 1. Generally, the fixed factors which are combined with variable factors are indivisible. Once an investment is made in an indivisible factor, fixed factor, then addition of more and more units of variable factor improves the utilization of the fixed factor. So these are the 3 reasons explained here. And you may find sometimes such questions. Next is for stage 2, reasons for diminishing return or decreasing yes, please.
Sir, please explain the third point, sir, in earlier slide.
Yeah,
this one.
Indivisibility of fixed factor. Your fixed factor, suppose it is your land, so it cannot be divided. Either it will be used wholly or it will not be used. It will not be used. So it is fixed. Fixed factor which are combined with variable factors are indivisible. It cannot be divided. It will always remain 1. So once an investment is made in an indivisible factor, fixed factor, then addition of more and more units of variable factor improves the utilization of this factor, because you cannot divide. The whole unit will be operated by all the variable factors. They will work together in harmony. So this is also a factor. I know only this much about this indivisibility of fixed factor. I don't know more about it. So this is just to expose you. Anyway, I will make it more clear next time.
Okay, sir.
I accept it and I will see it. But at least you got 3 different points to explain the reasons for increasing returns in stage 1. Now, reasons for diminishing returns to a factor in stage 2, optimum combination of factors. In stage 2, there is optimum combination. Therefore, your TP increasing, your total product will be highest at the end of this stage. So among different combination of variable and fixed factor, there is one optimum combination at which TP is maximum. After making the optimum use of fixed factor, the MR of the marginal return of a variable factor begins to diminish. So in this zone, in this particular zone, you will have some optimum combination of factors, fixed factor and variable factors. For example, if a machinery that is fixed factor is at its optimum use when 4 laborers are employed, then addition of 1 more labor will increase the TP by very less amount of MP and it will start diminishing. So you need to find out that particular point. And that point will be found out only by applying some economic principles. Imperfect substitutes. Imperfect substitute means your variable factors. Diminishing returns to a factor occurs because fixed and variable factors are imperfect substitute of one another. There is a limit to the extent of which one factor of production can be substituted for another. So suppose the land is limited, fixed factor is limited. So you cannot compensate to increase the productivity of this land by increasing the number of laborers. That is the meaning, imperfect substitute. So diminishing return to a factor occurs because fixed and variable factors are imperfect substitute of one another. There is a limit to the extent of which one factor of production can be substituted for other. So they are imperfect substitutes. Reasons for negative returns to a factor in stage 3. Limitations of the fixed factors, poor coordination between variable and fixed factors because overcrowding, decrease in efficiency of variable factor. Here efficiency is increased. Limitations of the fixed factors means the negative return to a factor apply because some factor of production are of fixed nature, which cannot be increased with increase in variable factor in the short run. So the fixed factor will become limited because you are increasing variable factor. So overcrowding, poor coordination between variable and fixed factors. When variable factor become too excessive in relation or over the fixed factor, then they obstruct each other. It leads to poor coordination between variable and fixed factor. As a result, total output falls instead of rising and marginal product becomes negative. Decrease in efficiency of variable factor. So with continuous increase in variable factor, the advantages of specialization and division of labor start diminishing. So here you can simply say that too many cooks spoil the dish. If you have so many people cooking food, then your dish will be spoiled. So likewise here, it results in inefficiencies of the variable factor, which is another reason for the negative returns to eventually set in. Now see the properties of TP, MP, and AP under each of the 3 stages. You will find this kind of table in almost all the books of farm management and agricultural economics. So which book of economics or agricultural economics or farm management do you study? This is my question to the students. Which textbook of agricultural economics and farm management is studied by you or you are referred that book? Which book? Do you have any book on agricultural economics?
Sir,
Sir,
Angram
Subba
Excellence.
Reddy.
Subba? Yeah, you tell me title and author, please. Title and author. Just the name of the book and name of the author. Yeah, please speak. You don't have a book on agricultural economics? If you don't have, you talk to your seniors and they will guide you to have at least one book you can have on agricultural, any standard textbook. I'm not saying that you buy this or that. Your senior can suggest you that which is a good book and take that book of agricultural economics and farm management. So in every book of agricultural economics and farm management, you will find the law of diminishing return written there. And this table you can find there. In almost all the books, you will find this kind of table. Stage 1, TP, increases first at an increasing rate and then at a decreasing rate. This TP. It also increases to a maximum and then begins to decrease. It also increases to a maximum and then begins to decrease in stage 1. AP, it increases. So now your question, one of you asked me about behavior of TP, MP, AP in 3 different stages. So here is the answer. Stage 2, TP continues to increase at a decreasing rate. After reaching maximum, it begins to decrease. MP continues to decrease till it reaches 0 in stage 2. AP, it increases to maximum and then begins to decrease and continues diminishing. Stage 3, it continues decreasing. It is negative, MP is negative, and it continues to decrease. This AP continues to decrease. It is not yet 0. It will be 0 only when your TP is 0. Now, relationship between each other, when MP increases, TP increases at an increasing rate. Same thing for your quiz exams. MP is constant, TP increases at constant rate. MP decreases, TP increases at decreasing rate. MP is 0, TP is maximum. MP is less than 0 and negative. TP decreases at an increasing rate. MP is maximum inflection point on the TP curve. This is important. MP is greater than AP, AP is increasing. MP is less than AP, AP is decreasing. And MP is equal to AP, AP is maximum. So these are the relationship. Most of you might be aware of this. Now comes the profit maximization. Stage 2 is the relevant stage of production. MP, though decreasing, but it is not negative. You are getting some extra product by employing or by increasing a labor or by increasing the value of the input. However, the physical relationship alone cannot determine the level of production in this stage of profit maximization. Now you need to work out the additional cost and additional return. So the introduction of product price and input cost must be the economic issue into proper perspective. Now, therefore, the necessary condition of profit maximization is where the optimum product, suppose optimum product is, optimum input is OX, the optimal level of X, that is input or labor here, whose value of MP equals to its price. So that should be the last point of investment, beyond which labor should not be employed or variable input should not be used. So here you can see delta Y upon delta X means change in Y with unit change in X. And then price of X and price of Y. So you can see this delta Y and PY and delta X or PX. So marginal cost you can get from delta X and PX, and marginal return, delta Y means how much increase or how much change to the price. So the point where this happens is the point of maximum profit. Marginal cost is equal to marginal return. So more analysis can be done, much more economic analysis can be done based upon these costs. But I am keeping the thing simple because the remaining part is not part of your syllabus. The main purpose is to expose you to the law of diminishing return. Anybody interested to go beyond this, I gave you one chapter from NCERT book where cost analysis is also there. Average cost and total cost and variety of costing is there. So you can just read from that source for extra information. Now, law of diminishing return or variable proportion, it has got certain assumptions that all the units of the given commodity are homogeneous, identical in shape, quality, and quantity. Means it is homogeneous. Even your variable factor should also be homogeneous. The units of consumption are of reasonable size. So actually this law of diminishing return or law of variable proportion is also applicable to the consumers also. Here I discuss only with respect to producers or growers or farmers, but for consumers also, because they consume, they consume the products. So this law of diminishing return is also applicable to the consumer or utility of the product. It can be extended to them also. So there also means when they are consuming certain products. So the marginal product or satisfaction level, initially it will increase, then decrease and become negative. So same law can be extended to marginal utility. Sometimes you will find law of diminishing marginal utility, so which is for consumers. So the units of consumption are of reasonable size. The consumption is normal. This applies there. The consumption is continuous. Here, the utilization or application of labor is continuous. There is no unduly long time interval between the consumption of the successive units, or here, application of the successive inputs. The law assumes that only one type of commodity is used for consumption at a time. The consumer is rational human being. Here, you can say the labor is normal human being. Now, exceptions are also there to the law of diminishing returns. Certain hobbies, in hobbies, it may not apply, like stamp collection or old coins. Every addition unit gives more and more pleasure. So, in certain hobbies, it may not be applicable. For person who drinks wine or whiskey, it is believed that every dose of liquor increases the utility of a drunkard. Miser people and reading habits. Some people have reading habits, so it is not applicable to them. Basis of economic laws and concepts. Now coming to the importance. So this is fundamental law, and it is basis of several economic laws and concepts. This law forms the basis of law of demand, law of equimarginal utility, and elasticity of demand. Public finance, it has utility. The government can impose and justify progressive income tax on the ground of this law. As the income increases, the marginal utility of income decreases. So true also means the rich people should be asked for more taxes. A businessman or producer can increase the sale of his product by fixing a lower price. Since consumers tend to buy more to equate marginal utility with the price, a producer can expect a rise in sale. Agriculture, optimum use of input. So in agriculture, of course, it is very much applicable in co-production also. So this finishes this lecture. Now I can stop share, and you are welcome to ask questions, and I will try to answer your questions. So still we have 3-4 minutes time.
Sir, please explain the profit maximization.
See, in profit maximization, question is where to stop. Now you can open your videos. I will also take your attendance. So in profit maximization means at what combination of the inputs a farmer should stop. Because one variable is fixed. And technology is also fixed. You can make alterations or increase only in variable input. So you will have 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. So every unit will add certain value or will have some additional output. So you need to work out the monetary value of that additional output. Just calculate that. Suppose 20 kg increase in there because of one labor, and price is say 50 rupees. So you can get how much? 100 rupees. Suppose additional unit you get 5 kg and price is 10 rupees. So you get 50 rupees. And suppose the cost of the labor is also additional cost of the labor is also 50 rupees. So that should be your last point, end point of investment on labor. You should not go beyond that number of labor, where marginal cost of the labor means change in additional cost due to employment of one labor, and how much is the change in additional output, and convert that into money terms. So the point we reach where both value of both will be equal. So that is your profit maximization. That combination will give you maximum profit.
So marginal return means, sir, extra amount of additional produce, which is equal to the marginal price which we add for that purpose.
See, marginal, I simply said that marginal return is change in output, and your marginal cost is change in cost due to addition of one more unit. The point where both are equal is the point where you will get maximum profit. This is what I want to say. I'm not getting your question. If any other student is getting, we can learn from each other. Other can also come into discussion. Atul, I know this much, and I'm not able to understand your question further. But if any other student is getting him, what he wants to ask, you can also share your views. Atul, is it enough or you want some more clarification?
Enough now.
Because I'm
I'm
not
just
getting.
simply saying.
Yeah.
Actually, sir, I am saying that we are saying MC is equal to MR, which is and MC means additional amount of cost we adding for increasing the production.
Yeah.
And MR is equal to marginal return is equal to additional amount of produce.
Yeah. So we
So
need to.
both are equal in that condition.
Yeah, and then we should not go for investment beyond that level. That is what I want to say. For any further clarification, you can send me email in clear language, and I will try to answer. And if you like, I will share that answer with all of you. So thank you very much. I take your attendance. Control, print screen. Just a minute. So how about your registration? Is it complete or you are just waiting for it?
सर रजिस्ट्रेशन कंप्लीट हो गया सर, वो सिर्फ 2 सब्जेक्ट्स का अभी तक अप्रूवल नहीं है.
Anyway, if anybody has any problem, personal problem, you can send me through emails. I will not, I will try to help you if you have any problem related to PG school division or whatsoever. Thank you very much. Now I stop